Julius de Bourbon and Anubis Maudling are now married. Okay. Ooh. Big army. Interesting. We might be about to lose a battle. Because she is pretty heavily outnumbered. Caught me. So, 2,300 against 3,000. This is the King of England. We have fewer champions than they do. We are elite, however, with footmen and bowmen here. However, we're pretty heavily countered. Put up a good fight, but ultimately we lost, so head back to sea. I think that this means that you're also no longer allowed to loot here, because we've effectively been kicked out. So we lost 900, they lost 500. That's unfortunate. We're running all the way over there. Interesting. Oh no, we can still raid. It's just that army, I guess, that can't. Okay, cool. We'll just raid Mercia instead with this force. Fine by me. So let's start here. Whoa, call to war. To the serene King Odium Infinitus of Frisia. Oh wow, how their tone has changed. I call you to honour your alliance. Join me in the Northumbrian conquest of the High Chiefdom of Meath. No, not Meath! You are the chosen one, Meath. You are the last hope of Ireland. And also Connacht, and also Thomond. Okay, Ireland is actually getting a bit of independence. They're starting to fight back against the Vikings. The Viking kingdoms are beginning to collapse in on themselves. Oh, Dominic Lauda is defending against somebody. Do you need a hand there? Oh, you're fighting peasants. Alright, fine. Less important. Is that a 4,000 man army? There's nobody raiding here. Guys, come on. One prowess, good grief. Wait, how are you both commanding other armies when clearly you're not? So that's Katerina. So where's Judith? Oh, you must be commanding your own army. Fine. I'll allow it. This time. Let's bring in Harold. Oh, we need a new steward. Harold is not actually a terrible steward. So bring Harold in, because his fighting ability is kind of terrifying. I'd like to keep him on my side. If at all possible. That would be lovely. Didn't help that you killed Sweden. I mean, Sweden had it coming. Trying to take over the entirety of Frisia like that. Arbitrarily. Unacceptable. We just had to prove that Sweden is not in fact OP. I'm sure you understand. I have died. I have never been so happy. King Odium Infinitus of Frisia has left this world at the age of 68 years of age. He drank himself to death. A known murderer, he will atone for his unspeakable crimes in the next life. King Leto ascends the throne. Energetic and collected, Leto will surely improve the realm under his rule. Midgeman! Perfect timing! The Dread King is dead, and now King Leto is taking his place. Long live Leto. Hey Midge, how's your game going? Hello, hello, hello. I will pour myself a tea while you all arrive. How are you guys doing? Can you still in battle attack the towns and bishop buildings or just the castles? You mean in wars as opposed to raiding? Yes, you can. But if you take the castle, you take the whole county, so there's no real point. Except for the loot, of course. And captives. I'm alive and a king after fighting everyone attacking me at once as Robert the Fox. Nice. So, we are now King Leto. We are the King of Frisia, though you will notice that my former homelands over here are somewhat torn asunder. However, we own Frisia, our dynasty also owns Sweden, it owns Gotland, and it also owns Sjælland. So the Mordlings as a whole are doing fairly well. We have reformed the faith, we have Österreich. You can see that we have Anjou, our ally, our erstwhile Österreich ally, who is also converting, plus we are. Sjælland is also converting. It actually kind of looks like Denmark may have finally embraced the true word. And then Sweden, which we just took in with the previous king and then gave to one of our sons, is now also Österreich. So we are starting to spread the reformed faith, which is awesome. We are still Norse. We actually had to mod the game so that we would stay Norse instead of randomly flipping Swedish. At that time, we didn't have Sweden. We had no territory in Sweden at all, and it was still flipping us Norse Netherlands to Swedish, so we modded it so we stay Norse, they go Swedish, Norwegian, Danish, and then there's a couple of little outposts here, there, and everywhere else because the Vikings are pretty adventurous. It is 966, so we're 100 years away from 1066 because maths. We just had an incestuous, adulterous murderer for a king. However, Leto seems rather better. He's arrogant, diligent, gluttonous, an insightful thinker. I should also point out that Österreich is a rather different faith from the original Norse. It is unrelenting faith, which means that all of its adherents have extra prowess, so our champions are terrifying. We are legalist, which means that virtuous rulers have an easier time ruling, and sinful rulers have a harder time. That's because my first two rulers were both just, and there was a very strong emphasis on justice. Less so with Infinitus, I must say. And then ritual celebrations, because we like drinking. We're Vikings. We have also determined equal gender roles. That's because I want women to serve as knights as well as men. So, oh yeah, and we have a Norse Pope. Honestly, the hardest start I've ever done. I mean, starting is Gotland. This is where it all began. Wasn't exactly easy. And we did have an enormous civil war to try and secure ourselves with that murderous, incestuous, adulterous. Remember how I said that sinful rulers would have a hard time ruling? Yeah. Yeah, he did. Although he somehow managed to survive until 67. Okay, so we are now Frisia. We have just inherited. Our realm has been torn asunder because of Gavelkind. And oh, we still have quite a few holdings. Okay, what's that queen like? She is Grey Eminent, so we have lots of diplomacy. And what lifestyles have you been taking thus far? Probably learning. Okay, theologian. Don't necessarily need theologian, but scholar would be really nice because we are the culture head. We're currently working on public works, and I would like us to be a bit better at that. So we're going to continue down the learning tree, but I'm going to take scholarship for the extra learning and the extra development. Marvellous. Oh, we in fact can immediately grab some of this. Wards get additional skills when can become friends. Cultural fascination progress plus 35%. That sounds amazing. We actually started with 2 perks. Increased development and county efficiency plus 20%. I'm guessing that's the action. Yes, the steward action. Our steward has been rather busy doing other things. I'm trying to remember what actions he can actually undertake. He was doing the culture converting. I think the culture conversion is actually almost done. Okay. So maybe we do want that. Although we are currently capped in terms of development because we are still tribal, even though we own entirely feudal territories. Fine. So we are going to need to fight against Sweden to retake our territories here. What's my army size compared to theirs? I can get 3,000. They can get 3,000, so it would be roughly equal. However, we have 2 large raiding armies out at the moment, which are both carrying money. Though not a huge amount of it, admittedly. Empty council positions. Yes, we should definitely do this. So, Spymaster. We have got 4 powerful vassals, one of whom is an absolute god when it comes to diplomacy. So, man, our diplomacy is going to be outrageous. Then we have got a pretty good marshal. Our steward is going to be the difficult one. Oh, we already have a marshal in place. You know what? I'm going to make you the steward. So that this guy can be the marshal. And then the spy master. allllll, I think. And also the court physician. Compassionate lackey. That actually sounds very good. Not treacherous. And we are going to, as usual, bribe you and sway you to make sure you are positive. Okay. You are also the court physician. Now that I'm not sure I agree with. Because I am fairly sure that we can get someone who's better at court physicianing, like Count Fake Chicken. Although he's an angry rebel. Grimmer might be better, though you don't like us very much, but we can work on that. Holmger would also be better. You're a mastermind philosopher. How old are you? 35. Or the Rikskodai. In fact, you know what? Let's make the Rikskodai, because this will also make him positive. And he is a pretty good physician, because he was the previous one. So allllll won't like us, but... except that's the spy master, so pissing her off, not brilliant. Oh well. We should be absolutely godlike at swaying, so hopefully we're godlike at swaying. Oh, I didn't make him the doctor. Her the doctor. Remember, we just inherited this. Hence I'm switching things around. Right. Let's make you assist ruler. You are an all-rounder. And then you... Is there any culture we still need to promote? Yes, actually, Hilda's an Oversticht. Do it. As tempting as it is to get the increased development buff, which would increase it pretty quickly. Alright, nominate successor. Right now I don't know. Do you have any kids? Oh, yes you do. You also have Linda, who is a magnanimous ravener. Another Odium Infinitus. Ingolfer, Frodi, and Alfred. You're 8 years old. Rowdy, you... was going to say military, but I'm not sure that's true. I think you might actually be an intrigue kid. And I'm currently your guardian, so we can safely remove that and then choose another one. So we want somebody who is good at intrigue. Maybe, actually, Elodie. Because this will make Elodie like us more. And also, while we're at it, one reason I just realised you don't like us because you are still Catholic. And you really don't like us. Oh, man. That's kind of dangerous, giving you my primary heir. Oops. Clicking on me! So next up we've got Ingolfer, who is 5. She's too young for a guardian yet. And we're above the domain limit, but so goes. And in fact, we're going to need to go even more above the domain limit. Although we don't need to do it now. Oh man, Sweden took Antwerp and back again. Because of course it did. Nah, I mean, as we sway her, and as I said, our diplomacy is really, really good. I doubt that she'll go for our throats immediately. It takes time for intrigues to work their way. Alright, you guys are still raiding. Do we have competent champions? Yes, we do. We have very competent champions, though they don't like us very much. But that's mostly because of short reign. We do still have the short reign penalties. Why not raiding? You don't have a commander. New heir. Oh, because of the nominations. Fine. So you have now left a swathe of destruction through England. Though I think what you can do is sail out to here and then do this central bit as well. You are not raiding Mercia at all, so apparently Mercia is immune to raiding. Alba? How strong is Alba? 7,000 soldiers! Good grief. Alba's strong. West Francia, not so strong. Ile-de-France is actually independent. Interesting. Ah! Shoot, yeah, you're not wrong. Thank you. Okay, now we do have some people that could potentially be ransomed. And you lot don't harbour as much nastiness towards me, because those relations get somewhat reset. And this is a big source of money. This is a really big source of money. Hello. 596 right now. Paris is in the hands of Anjou, I think. Just gained 500 ducats doing that. Oh yeah. Just go. Sweet. Toki is raiding me. Really? Oh, we're at war. Oh, of course, we are. Myth. On behalf of Northumbria. Not sure how much I want to help that. A troubling translation. As I step over the threshold of my Rixgodai Barad's office, I find him bent deeply over a book. The translation of Galen is atrocious, he says with a sigh. If I were to follow these instructions, I'm as likely as to cure my patient as to kill him outright. Let me have a look. 76% chance of success. He gains 2 learning, I gain 300 experience, or he dislikes me. Buy you a better translation. Barrett gains novice physician. Or look to the heroic sagas. You know, like the saga of Innkeeper. Let's have a look. I'm pretty intelligent. I help him translate the text. He gains 2 learning, I gain 300 learning. Lifestyle. Works for me. Faction created against me. Faction to install Ingbjorn on the Frisian throne. Okay, so mental note. Do not spend any money, because I'm probably going to need mercenaries. It's the first time I've actually had a faction rise against us. And even with my incredible amounts of diplomacy, my gift giving is kind of rubbish. Why do they dislike me so much? Desires the county of Oversticht. Ah, we're going to have lots of overlapping territory problems. Oh, how did I get Zutphen? I don't want Zutphen. Zutphen can go to somebody else. And then you lot can fight over that. Vigdis. Zutphen is yours. Count Fake Chicken is now designated heir. You're pretty happy with me. Short reign, minus 19, that's the main reason. Foreign culture, yeah. Short reign, ambitious. I need you to convert. Oh, you will convert soon. Foreign culture, because we have 2 Frenchmen. And you're still pissed about the county of Oversticht. I don't own it! Fake Chicken does. Get pissed off with him. Also, Oversticht has 5 provinces. That's a few. I think that's actually the first one I've ever seen with 5. Like even Brugge. No, not Brugge. Bologna has only 4. Gave Zutphen to Leto before he had the Scandinavian elective succession. Ah, okay. Right, raiding. You move on to the next one. You move on to the next one. You have no army, General. You should. Let's bring in Birgitta. So now we just need to try and hold on. My personal diplomacy is raising relations by 8. Which, considering the strength of my... Well, I guess it's because my diplomat doesn't like me, so she's not really lending much weight. When's the next sway finished? Not that far off. Cousin taken prisoner. This always terrifies me. Your last chance. Huh? What have I done? Oh, it's just a guy wanting to leave. Yeah, bye. Ally Red Fox wants me to drink some tea. Do you get piety from raiding churches? I don't think so, no. Just money. Lots and lots of money. How are we doing? 76, 261. You are actually almost full. You can probably do Abingdon and then you're done. And unfortunately, they've got an army just sitting there. So I think we're pretty much done. So I think what I'm going to do is send you off back home. And you also. And then we'll stop you guys raiding and send you to go and fight the war in Meth so we can keep our allies alive, hopefully. We might need them. I'm in line to inherit titles, am I? Småland, Flanders, Sevide, Brugge, Boulogne and Lille. Småland and Flanders, eh? And who, pray, is the Earl of Flanders right now? It's Dominic. That just means that Dominic doesn't have any kids yet. I don't want to go against Dominic again. My intention here is for my minions to be able to expand out. I want them to have their own realms. And we're kind of seeding the world with these little bits of modelling, because they all contribute to our total renown. So the bigger, the more prosperous the family is as a whole, the better it is for all of us as a whole. Oh yeah, feast. That's a good idea. Have a feast! Because this does increase relations with our vassals. Very good idea. Really wish there was a separate pop-up for that.